getting ready to get blessed.
Great morning.
Hey, Pam. I can't hear you. I think on my end.
See. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
My volume was down. I can hear you.
Can you hear me? How y'all doing? I love the feedback. Yes, Nikki B, how you doing? Hello, top of the morning, grand risings, beautiful people. Wherever you're tuning in with us, whether you are catching this live or you are tuning into the replay, we just want you to know that we bless you, we honor you, we appreciate you. And we're just grateful to have you here. Much love to everybody. And I know y'all see my shirt. Yes, love, love, love. It is definitely just something that, I send out. Hello, Tori, one of our featured regional trainers for our next RTE. Thank you so much for joining on. Man, love is just so important. Love is so important. And thank you, Katie Ann, for setting us off this morning. And I agree, Miss Nikki B. West, she definitely has a smile and an energy that is contagious. And I'm just grateful to God for having just amazing people around me, like you, Katie Ann, like you, Nikki, like so many people that are on here. We're just grateful, and this day is just really, I love to take this time out because as much people think that, I'm the one like filling people's cups. Like it literally refills me to give. It refills me to just be at a point in my life that I'm in alignment. I'm in alignment with my creator. I'm in alignment with just everything. I'm in alignment with purpose and just a happiness that, it cannot be shaken, and a love that can be shaken because of beyond who I am is whose I am. And I just encourage everyone, I encourage everybody on here that, love more, love harder, love your neighbor, right? Love your neighbor, love. I actually made this tee. It is a mock shirt from a line that I will be launching soon. So for those asking, but yeah, I just encourage everybody to just love. Love is definitely important, and more than ever, our world needs love, our community needs love, everybody, right, from our leadership. So I would just tell everybody to just really pray during this time, and just love harder than before, and just know that everybody is entitled to their feelings, right? And I think that is important in the climate that we're in with everything that we have going on, that man, that you just honor God and you honor people, and we just love and we continue to be the light. So I'm excited to be here with you guys today. For those who do not know me, my name is Pamela Pacheco. I am blessed to be a part of this amazing lifestyle club for now the last 6.5 years. And I remember when I first started 6.5 years ago on my journey of entrepreneurship, I thought everything was going to be so simple. I thought everything was going to be peaches and cream. I thought that, entrepreneurship was going to be like any other job that I've had, that I was just going to learn what I needed to learn, and I was going to learn the skills, and I was just going to get a goal, and I was just going to reach the goal. Little did I know that success is an inner-outer game. See, a lot of us try to affect what's going on in the outside world from the outside, but really and truly, success is an inner-outer game. See, success is a game of inches, and success is really what's going on in between these 6 inches of your ears, right? What's going on in your brain. And you hear me often say your mindset is where your mind sits. And if something is not conducive to your goals, if something is not conducive to your goals, to your growth, right? And I say goals because it's growth and goals, right? If something is not conducive to where you want to be in life, whether it's mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally, whatever the case may be, make sure that you're not letting it occupy any real estate in your most prized possession. That is your mindset, that is your heart. And I remember plugging into calls similar to these because I just needed more. I needed to be able to not only get positivity in the morning, but I really needed to be in alignment, and I needed to just get a reboot sometimes, right? And garbage in is garbage out, energy in is energy out, greatness in is greatness out. So always be mindful of where you spend your time, where you spend your conversations, where you spend your mindset. See, and during everything, and we've been talking about this, I want to say for the last 3 months, It feels like 3 months we've been in quarantine, if not longer. Who knows? But we've been talking about, the things that we can control. We can control what we do. We can control what we say. We can control what we think, how we feel. So how we feel, what we do, what we think, what we say. How we feel, what we do, what we think, what we say. So being that those are the things that we can control, focus on what you can control, right? And don't let what you can't control you. So as we get into today's call, I want to talk about, happy mid-year. Happy mid-year to everybody. And with everything that is going on, I'm definitely an advocate for change. I'm definitely an advocate for, standing up for what you believe in. I'm an advocate for making sure that your voice is heard, making sure that we implement systematic changes that need to be done immediately. However, I believe in all of that, but I also believe that this year we all started with goals. And whether you started with goals last year and you were like, I'm going to get a head start, nobody envisioned coronavirus, right? Nobody envisioned COVID-19. Nobody envisioned the atrocities that are going on in our world. Nobody envisioned such pain, such, turmoil, such just disparity, such ugliness going on in the world. And a lot of times, even though we did not envision any of this and we weren't, expecting any of this, it's like we're like, okay, well, how do we roll with the punches, right? And I'm not here to tell you what to do or how to think or anything like that. I'm just kind of here to share with you my heart and kind of where my mindset has been at. And like I said, leading with love, leading with, making a positive change is super important, but also refocusing, making sure that you're still in alignment with your assignment, right? Making sure that we are taking this time to say, hey, it's halfway through the year. We are halfway through 2020. Can you believe that? Pause for a second. How many people whoa, we are halfway through the year. So take a look at the list of goals, right? Take a look at the list of goals, whether you're taking a list at the list of goals that you made last year for this year, at the beginning of the year, whether it was resolutions, whatever the case may be, take a look at this and see where you're at in every area. So there's certain areas of goals. And if you're tuning in for the first time when we're talking about goals, I'm going to go over those really, really quick. Number one, health goals, right? What are some of your health goals? It can be health and fitness. Number two, what are some of your personal goals or, professional goals? Number three, what are some of your family goals, right? Number four, what are some of your professional goals, right? What are some of your career goals? Number five, it can be what are some of your finance goals? Number six, give me 1 second. Number six, what are some of it can be your business goals, right? It can be, what are some of your personal development goals? So we have so many different areas of where we have goals in. And if you have 2 or 3 or you have all of those, awesome. But reevaluate your goals. And I was actually reading, just preparing, and it hit me because I was just like, man, even myself, this is something that I'm doing because I know that it's like we've had so much stuff going on and so many different changes. And I'm grateful for, the fruit that God has produced during this season, because regardless of the pruning, there's just so much fruit, right? There's so much fruit. And I'm just so grateful for amazing people. I'm grateful for, serving a purpose that's greater than any circumstance. I'm grateful for a calling. I'm grateful for being in alignment. I'm grateful for being in a company that fosters growth, that, is in alignment with my core values and beliefs. I'm grateful for a company that has allowed us an opportunity to be able to say, hey, not only am I in alignment with your personal and your financial goals, I'm in alignment with what you believe. I'm in alignment, and I'm going to help you have a platform that you can seize this opportunity within the lifetime of the opportunity. And why I say that is because, see, I'm the type of person that, as strongly as I may feel about something, I am going to observe the masses and do the complete opposite. I am going to lead with love. I'm going to lead because I know who's my leader and whose I am above and beyond everything. And when we're talking about, you know, whatever your goals are, wherever it is that you want, something that I read this article, and it was something that it struck me, because I was just like, man, how many of us are letting everything going on deter us from what we want in life? And I'm just the type of person that is like, listen, I'm all for everything. I'm all for making sure justice, making sure love prevails, making sure equality for all prevails. But make sure that you're not getting distracted enough, that you're not taking action into what's going to implement these changes. Because for you to see the change, you gotta be the change. And if I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me too, right? So we gotta be the change. And how can you continuously be the change when there's so many things that are pulling you so many different ways? And it's like, I get it. You know, our heart is so pure. Your heart is so big. You want to be able to take on everybody's burdens, but you gotta let go and let God. You have to know that some of these burdens are not for us to take, and God wants you to be prosperous. Because see, and I'm not here to impose my faith or belief upon anybody, but this is just what I believe in. And He has plans to prosper you. He has plans to give us hope, to give us a future. He never said that the weapons weren't going to form. He just said they weren't going to prosper. But how can we stay in alignment with our Creator? How can we stay in alignment with these goals, with the things that we know have been in our heart, with that dream, that God vision that that was instilled in you, that was instilled in me, that you know it has to come to fruition, that you're like, yo, I knew 2020 was going to be my year. It can still be your year. I believe that it is still your year. It is still the beginning of a decade for so many people, for all of us that decide to make a change, that decide to say, hey, I have an opportunity within the lifetime of the opportunity that I know is going to prosper because I know whose I am. And I tell you, there's just I was having this conversation about last week with the president of our company, Mr. Eddie Head. And I was just like, I don't know what it is, but I just know God has his hands all over this company. God has his hands over our life. God has his hands over our goals, over our businesses, over our teams. Like, it's just in a way that I cannot even explain it, but it is a feeling that can never be shaken. Right? And I just know, like I know that the best is yet to come. And everything we do today matters. Every single little thing. So when we're thinking about our goals and when we're thinking about getting back in alignment, yes, Nikki, I feel that. Amen. Like I feel that. I feel that with every fiber in my being, that it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. We will prevail. It doesn't matter what is taking place outside, as long as what's going on within us is going to continue to prevail. And I'm going to tell you that, I'm sorry if I'm going on about a tangent here a little bit, but this is just what I believe in. And I believe that it is so important to continuously, speak what you see, continuously stay in alignment, continuously just, silence the noise, right? Josh Valentine, one of my favorite people, says that all the time, like, completely silence the noise, because it is so easy to be distracted. It is so easy to get off the track. And I'm telling you, it's okay, because it's happened to me too, right? I found myself, and I'm just like, nah, get back on track. Like, stay in alignment with your assignment, stay in alignment with your Creator. Right. And if you are just joining on and you're like, what is she talking about? I want to be part of this company. Cool. Tell the person that invited you to give you more information. And what we're going to share with you guys, it's specific to our company. However, I believe it's world relatable. And we always make these calls because we want people to know that this is stuff that is world relatable, because anybody at any point in your life, this can add value to you. And that's just really what we do here in the mornings, is just start your day off with some fuel, with some fire, some positivity, some inspiration, right? Because together we're going to go further, and we are in this together. we're in this together. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. Commitment lasts longer in community, whether that commitment be in your social life, in your health, in your finances, professional, family, everything. Commitment lasts longer in community, and together we go further and we're stronger together. So getting back on track. So some things that, as I was reading, I had heard about this woman called Alice. Her name is Allison Task, and she wrote a book called The Personal Revolution: How to Be Happy, Change Your Life, and Do That Thing You've Always Wanted to Do. And she talks about, reevaluating. Like, this is like a 4 steps to give yourself a mind. It's basically a 4 steps to give your mind a reboot and give your goals a reboot. And the step 1 is reevaluating, right? Reevaluating and reprioritizing. And why is that important? Well, there was likely a reason why we gave up on our goals. And maybe you didn't give up on your goal. Maybe you just kind of put it to the side a little bit because there's so much going on, right? And think about why it was that you lost momentum. Think about what task you really, really wanted to accomplish. Think about why you lost the traction or why you lost momentum and what you truly want to accomplish. And see, so much of the work of pursuing the goal happens when you set the right goal. So much of the work of pursuing the goal happens when you set the right goal. When you're thinking about what you want to happen by the end of the year, by a certain time, right? Be sure to make sure that this is the right goal and that you're tackling at the right time. Because a lot of times you may have a goal and it's like, okay, for example, right? My goal is to go IMD. Well, that is the big goal. However, I can't, I'm focusing on the bigger goal, but I have to accomplish a task at a time. So I have to accomplish RMD first, and then NMD, and then IMD. Well, breaking down those goals, making sure that the right goal you're tackling at the right time. So one of another goals, right? I'm going to tell you guys, spiritually, is to read the entire Bible. Read the entire Bible. So I know me, I cannot sit here and play myself and be like, I'm going to read a book of the Bible every day, because I want to be able to understand it and apply it and meditate on the word. So again, little by little, whatever task. Another goal of mine, right? I want to get down to the point that I have less than 20% body fat, right? I want to get to the point that I'm losing over 25 pounds in places that are my target areas. Well, I know that's not going to happen overnight. So as I'm reevaluating and reprioritizing, I'm like, okay, well, I can reevaluate this. Well, if you want to do that, well, here's what you got to cut off the eating late night, right? After, I know you be going all day without eating sometimes, but you got to cut that out, right? So it's little things, right? And what I love about this is, again, it's company specific, but it's world relatable. You can apply it in every area. Think about whether you have the time to dedicate to pursuing it. Again, part of reevaluating and reprioritizing is making sure that, okay, I am making sure that this is the right goal that I'm tackling at this time. But think about whether you have the time to dedicate to pursuing it. Somebody said 10X goals. Yes, absolutely. Grant Cardone, one of my favorite books, the 10X rule. Ensure the goal is in line with your values. So why is that important? Because sometimes we have goals that aren't our goals, that are other people's goals, and we want to help those people get their goals. But if it's not in alignment with your core, if it's not in alignment with your values, then it's not going to work, right? It's not going to work because it's not in alignment with what you believe in. And the setup for the pursuit is extraordinarily important, because you got to set yourself up for you have to set yourself up for the comeback. You have to set yourself up for the redemption. You have to set yourself up for the blessing, because if you're not setting yourself up, how can you step up? How can you receive the greatness that's coming? So reevaluating and reprioritizing. Sometimes Resolutions are made because you feel you have to do something. And this is just an obligation with the new year, right? And they don't get done because it's not the right goal at the right time. But guess what? At any moment, you can reevaluate and reprioritize and say, no, I'm going to make sure this is done. Number 2, using the deadline as motivation. So at the beginning of the year, we're all like, man, we got a blank slate. It's 12 full months, and now you're pretty much, you're on a downhill run. But I challenge all of us to say, you know what, I'm not on a downhill run, I'm on an uphill run, right? Because I still have 6 months. So now it's kind of awesome, because it's awesome too, because now you've got a countdown, AKA a deadline. So with more of a limited time frame, now you need to be more specific about what you want to accomplish and realistic about what you need to let go for now, right? Because again, there's certain things we want to accomplish that we're using this deadline as motivation, and we're thinking of the end point we want to reach, but is it feasible, right? Again, little by little, but use the deadline as motivation, and use the deadline to fuel your motivation by tracking the time you have left and what needs to happen at each stage. So again, it reminds me of when we are setting goals, right? And I'll talk about this in the next portion, but when we are setting goals, to make sure we're tracking everything, inspect what you expect. So if you expect to do X by Z, you're doing Y, right? So inspect what you expect, but use the deadline as motivation. And sometimes, right, exciting versus overwhelming. And the answer is like, when you're sometimes the excitement, it may be overwhelming, but when you're certain that you have reevaluated and reprioritized, and you're using the deadline as motivation, and it's like you understand that it's a motivation, it's a joy, you're not going to be as stressed. You're not going to be as, okay, well, I'm using the deadline as motivation, but it's overwhelming me. No, because on the contrary, you're like, man, I got 6 months. I got 6 months to do X, Y, Z. See, a lot of times, again, we started off January 1st and we had big lavish goals and all these things have happened. All of these things, right? But the deadlines, absolutely, Lisa, they make it real. They make it real, but use that as motivation. Use it, because as you track the time you have left and you just start doing everything in your power, see, enough is all we can do. Just make sure that we're doing enough. Enough is all you can do. And all you can do is enough. Just make sure that we're doing all we can do. Super, super, super important. Number 3, using the power of habit. Using the power of habit. And, last week we had Michael Marek, one of my favorite people, RMD, 6-figure earner, right? World champion, first class leader. He said he started reading The Morning Miracle by Hal Elrod. And I'm the person that I'm pretty much like, I thought I had a really great routine. I do a lot of prayer, meditation, do my workout, right? However, sometimes my workout gets pushed towards the end of the day, because I'm like, look, as long as I get my affirmations, my prayer, my meditation, my reading, I get all my personal, my spiritual development in, I push my workout a little bit later. Well, I love this because he said, the 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes, like carve out the first hour. So, and if you were on the call last week and you've implemented this, I want you to type 1 in the chat. The first 10 minutes, be silent. First 10 minutes, be silent. The second 10 minutes, have affirmations. The third 10 minutes, visualize. The fourth 10 minutes, exercise. The fifth 10 minutes, reading. And the sixth 10 minutes, writing. And I love that because it's so powerful. Yes, I see you guys. I see you. See, the power of habit. It takes 21 days for a habit to be formed. And why habit is so important, because, see, there's going to be days that you don't have the discipline. But when you make it a part of your lifestyle, you have to do it. And it's funny because I was talking to my mom yesterday, and I'm like, okay, I got to get off the phone. I'm about to do a presentation. She was like, you never go a day without doing a presentation. I was like, I was like, maybe. I said, but it's because I have to, it's a feeling of who I am. It's part of my lifestyle, right? It's part of my lifestyle. Like, I understand that it's a day that I go that I'm not producing positivity. I feel like it's a day that I'm not serving my purpose. So everybody is different, but it takes 21 days to form a habit. And it takes 21 days, therefore, to make it part of your lifestyle. And when you make, whether it be your habit of reading, whether it be your habit of exercising, whether it be your habit of writing, whether it be your habit of your work ethic, whether it be your habit of anything, right? It takes 21 days for it to form. So if you want to improve your lifestyle, start changing your habits. Start changing your habits, because like what we're talking about, success is an inner outer game. However, a lot of the times we need to make sure that we're in alignment using the power of habit. Because see, when we're talking about the time to be specific about the steps you need to take to accomplish your goals, we have to take time to be specific about the steps we need to take for our habits to build. Because as our habits build, then our performance levels are going to increase. And the different type of performance levels that we seek, give me 1 second. The sun is crazy right now. Can you guys see me? So the different types of habits are super, super important, because it is going to ultimately set the standard. And when you have a standard for your life, when you have a discipline that you're just like, this is really what it is. These are what my habits are. You're going to stay in alignment with what your goals are, because the more you stay doing something, it's a part of you. It's a part of you. It's a part of you. And when a lifestyle, when a habit is a part of your lifestyle, right? And it's something that you have to do every single day. There's not going to go a day that you're going to go without doing it, because now the discipline is no longer required, because there's a different level of desire that is peaked. And when that level of desire is peaked, you're not going to be able to function without doing what you said you were going to do, because it's beyond a discipline now. It's a lifestyle. It's a level of desire that you have to be in alignment with your being, with who you are, with whose you are. So it's just different, right? So what specifically you have to do using the power of habit, it's going to allow you to say, okay, staying with the goal for 6 months, staying with the goal for 12 months. It no longer requires X, Y, or Z, but let me double down. Because see, again, a lot of the times when we're saying, January 1st, I got all these goals. All right, well, man, now it's June 1st, it's June 4th, and how do my goals look like? Like, what am I gonna do different? And it's like, you can get overwhelmed by not accomplishing your goals, or say, yes, I'm alive. I still got 6 months to get it done. I still got 6 months to get it done. It doesn't matter what's going on around me, because I know what's going on within me. It doesn't matter what's going on outside, because I know where I'm focusing on. I know what I'm doing every single day. And it's okay, right? It's okay that sometimes you may fall off, because I'm not going to tell you that, every day that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to be perfect. No, but again, it's making it more of a lifestyle. It's the power of habit. It's saying that, what do I specifically have to do to reach my goal, and by when? And what habits can I change? What habits can I say, I'm going to change it. I'm going to tell you, right? So this is probably my third or fourth book of gratitude affirmations. That was a habit that I developed a little bit over a year and a half ago. And if you are close to me, you've heard me say this all the time. I'm like, there's not a day that I can go without praying, without meditating, and without giving thanks. And saying my affirmations. Like, the day that I go without doing that, I might as well not be breathing, because everything will not be in alignment with what I want. Like, it's just weird how that happens, but it's like, oh my gosh, if I did, I'm like, can't do it, right? Like, my mornings, it's just like, look, it's again, the power of your habit. So What specifically? Like, I knew for me, one of my habits that I said I have to be better at was increasing my mindset, because I had to raise my level of belief, because I was the person that I was pouring into people all day long. And if you know me, you've been around me, you know that I'm always speaking life into people. I'm always speaking life into people, but I wasn't doing that for myself. As powerful and blessed, I was not doing that enough for myself. So you have to speak life into you, because you cannot give from an empty cup. Absolutely not, right? And being grateful and knowing whose you are is saying, hey, I'm powerful. I'm a queen. Yes, I am powerful and I'm a queen, but my crown, I'm going to share my crown, but I'm going to own my crown too. And we have to get in the habit of loving ourselves. Right? Yes, love your neighbor, but the more you love yourself, the more you're loving God, you're going to honor people. No matter who they are, no matter where they come from, no matter what they look like, you're going to honor God, honor people, right? However, your habits, super important. So what specifically will you have to do to reach your goal? Yes, DJ. Yes, Dana James. Love yourself. Super important. Got to love yourself. You can't ever love anybody until you love you, right? What specifically will you have to do to reach your goal, and by when? What will the outcome need to be? Ask yourself this, like, what do I need to do? What does the outcome need to be like? Understanding these answers is going to help you scale your goal accordingly and recognize what you need to do to scale back. So something that I actually want to share with you guys really, really quick. And if Katie and I posted it in our leaders chat, it was a goal sheet. Let me see if I can just send it really quick to my laptop. AirDrop. You don't have to be smart to do this, guys. Let's see. So, having SMART goals. And when you're setting SMART goals, you're probably like, okay, well, what exactly is that? Okay, thank you, Miss Sandy, for just sharing that. Teamwork makes the dream work, y'all. It takes a village indeed. I just want to share it with you guys. Give me 1 second. But what SMART goals are you saying, hey, you know what? This is something that I need to do. And when you're thinking, you're like, well, Pam, what are SMART goals? What are SMART goals? So SMART goals, for us to have SMART goals, it's saying, what are specific goals, right? And I'm going to send this to you guys and let me know if you could see my screen. So what are some specific goals that you have? What do you want to do? Type 1 in the chat really quick if you could see it. If you can't see it, text me. Okay, so what do you want to do to accomplish? And who needs to be included? When do you want to do this? And why is this a goal? And I'm going to tell you, we do SMART goals for every area of life, all of the goal areas. And I can send that also to you guys. I'll post this later. I think Miss Sandy posted the link also for you guys so you can download it yourself. Give me 1 second. So again, SMART goals. What do you need to do? What do you want to accomplish? Who needs to be included? When do you want to do this? Why is this a goal? Specific, okay? The M. Let me make sure if you could see this, okay? Here you go. Good. So the M, how can you measure progress and know if you have successfully met your goals? So that is, again, inspecting what you expect. So what are you tracking? So for example, if you're saying, hey, you know what, I have a goal of, I want to get to a certain rank, or I want to get to an income level goal. So you're going to say, okay, what am I tracking? I'm going to track how many calls I make. Out of those calls, I'm going to also track how many contacts I make, meaning how many people I speak to. If I left messages, how many messages did I leave? From those contacts, the people that I actually spoke to, now I'm going to track how many appointments I set, right? How many appointments did I set? How many expos did I set? Personal exposures. Now from those expos, I'm gonna track how many people I'm showing. From the people that I'm showing, I'm going to track how many people said yes. I'm going to track how many people said no. So what can you track? How can you measure your progress? However you want to track it. Again, exercising, habits. Okay, so I hate the scale, right? I was at one of my friends' house the other day, a JON, who's a national marketing director, love him and his wife, Enes, and they have like a scale in their house, and I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Like, talk about accountability. So like for my weight, like I weighed myself. I'm like, okay, well, I have this. Now, what do I need to do? Okay, what do I need to do every day? What do I need to eat? So I'm tracking, like, what am I eating? I'm tracking when I'm cheating on my meals, like when I'm eating something fried that I shouldn't, or I'm eating after 8 o'clock. So just being very specific, measuring everything. The A is achievable. Do you have the skills required to achieve the goal? If not, can you obtain them? What is the motivation for this goal of effort on par with the goal you will achieve? So why is this also important? So I believe that whatever the goal is, you can achieve it if you believe it. I believe whatever the mind can believe and conceive, it will achieve. If it was not possible for you to do so, God would have never planted the seed for the dream in your heart. And one yes from God will outweigh 1 billion no's from man. Told this to somebody yesterday. You know, God can do more in your business in an hour than you can do in a year. That goes for your life as well. That goes for our life. So when we're talking about, you know, what can you achieve? How can you obtain these skills? Well, I got a way. And I'm going to tell you how you can achieve a lot of the skills here. Go to training. Go to training, right? We got training coming up June 13th. Absolutely. It's going to be mind-boggling. Like, for the first time ever, we're going to have a regional training event online. Like, for the first time ever. And if you were at our United event, you're just like, and you were blown away, understand that this is going to be live. This training is going to be live. Like, you guys are not going to be seeing a recording version of me. Like, just like how we're live right now, it's going to be live. You're going to see JAON live. You're going to see Hadiatu Dumboya live. You're going to see Dr. David Helgeson live. Eric Grzybowski, 2-time IMD millionaire, live. Travis Just live. Tori Smith live. You're going to see all these people live. Mark Aceta live. Wayne Nugent live. Eddie Head live. Okay, like, you want to talk about getting skills? You got to go to training. You have to go to training. And this is for the people that want to be successful in this business. If you want to be successful in this business, if you want to earn, you got to learn. I'm going to tell you, you got to learn. And I tell you, you're that person that's like, oh, I want a training. Every event is something different. I invite a lot of people that are not even in our business to our training events. Why? Because everybody right now on social media, especially during this climate, we've never going to have a more captive audience. Okay, we're never going to have so many people tuned in to social media, ever. And it's like so many people are life coaches, so many people motivational speakers all of a sudden, and they don't got the track record to prove it. Well, guess what? Marcus said I got the track record to prove it. And each and every single one of these speakers coming up have track records of not only how they can impact your business, impact your finances, impact your lifestyle, impact your family, impact your life, your community, so that you can go out and change the world. And I've seen people that have come to our training events, and just because they're present, they become better people. One of my best friends, she's probably got over 7 promotions in the last 6 years that she's been a part of World Ventures. Like, still a 6-figure earner in her company, a 6-figure earner here. Again, what these trainings do is on a whole nother level. So if you are thinking of what skills you need, again, achievable, make it achievable. Go to training. It's important. It's the lifeblood of what it is that we do. There's nothing like what we have. I promise you that. Like, I tell people this all the time. Listen, I don't care if you got to spend $10,000 to get to one of our training events, right? And they're not ever that expensive. But when you go to a training event, if you don't become a better person, if you don't get impacted a little bit, I'll give you back 10 times what you invested. And I've said this for the last 6.5 years, and there has not been one person that's like, I need my money back. Because I know what we got. I know, like I told y'all earlier, like, listen, when I tell you God has his hands all over this company, We have the best leadership development factory in the world. We have the best leadership of people that are in alignment with our core values, that not only where we're at now, but where we're going. And day in and day out, behind the scenes, are working to make us better, are giving us resources, tools to impact us forever. Crazy. Sorry. Now I went a little bit on a tangent, right? But relevant. Why am I setting this goal now? So again, mid-year analysis, right? You're reframing everything. So why am I setting this goal now? And is it aligned with my overall objectives? That is important. Make sure that the goals are relevant. And the T, what is the deadline? And is that realistic? Time bound. So review what you have written and craft a new goal statement based upon what the answers are. So having SMART goals is super, super, super important. And I'm going to tell you that if I was the person that, these are things that I used to utilize from in my banking world, right? These are things that I used to utilize, and it was just like, okay, I know at the end of the day that this is something that is going to foster. And when you're thinking about, and if everybody got that, let me know so I could stop sharing it. And I know at the beginning, I had wrote the 7 areas of goal setting, and I'm going to write that down really quick for those that did not get it. So the 7 areas of goal setting, right? So career, personal finances or money goal, spiritual growth, physical, intellectual, family, social. Right? So again, setting SMART goals, super, super, super duper important. So now that we have reevaluated and reprioritized what our goals are, now that we have said, okay, now I reprioritized what my goals were, I reevaluated, now I'm using the deadline as motivation, now I've created the power of habits. What is the 4th step? Spending your time and energy wisely. Spending your time and energy wisely. Wow. Let me tell you how critical it is to understand that we have to spend our time and energy wisely. It is so important that you are investing your time, your energy in what grows you, in what fills your soul, in what makes you happy. I'm telling you, because again, if you're not in alignment and if you're spending time with people that tolerate you and not people that celebrate you, it's not going to work. If you are in an area where you're just like around people that are lazy, around people that their reasoning faculty, it may be faulty, that they may just be lazy or whatever, again, understand average people welcome other average people because they justify each other's mediocrity. So make sure you're spending your time and energy wisely. Be the CEO, the Chief Energy Officer. No matter what's going on around you, you are the one setting the thermostat. You are the one allowing your mindset to sit where what your mind is. Your mindset is where your mind sits. Again, your mindset is the most precious piece of real estate. Your heart, your energy, it has to be fully in alignment. So make sure that you're spending your time and energy wisely. Understand that the bigger the goals, the bigger the obstacles. The bigger the opportunity, the bigger the obstacle. The bigger the calling, the bigger the circumstance that's gonna come. But I'm gonna tell you, like never before, we gotta stay focused. We have to stay in alignment with our Creator. We have to spend our time and energy with people that are conducive to our growth. And I'm not telling you that you can't have friends that they're not in the same company, that they don't have the same mind. No, because you got to elevate people. But make sure you're elevating people and they're not bringing you down to where they're at. You're bringing people up all of the time. We learn from everybody. But again, be very protective of your energy. be very protective of your energy, because I'm going to tell you, your energy is, and who you spend your time around is like the inventory to get things done. It's the inventory to get things done. It's the armor that protects you. It's the armor that propels you. It's the armor that motivates you in time. So it's like, I know the circle, the energy, that is what I'm around, because it makes the difference. It makes the difference in who you are. It makes the difference in what you do, in what you focus on, in where you're going. Like, I love being around people that stretch me. I love being around people that, you know, even though it doesn't matter what leadership position they're in, it doesn't matter what monetary position they're in, what social status, what economic status, political status, none of that matters. None of that matters, because they're in complete alignment, and I can always learn, and I'm always in a student mode, because I know I can learn from somebody. I'm always willing, but I'm very protective of the energy that I'm receiving. I'm very protective of the conversations that I'm tolerating. I'm very protective of where I'm spending my time. I'm going to tell you, we don't have time like we think we have time. If there's anything this season has taught me, God is timeless. We are not. We don't have time like we think we have time. And the reason why I thought it was so imperative to, you know, talk again about what are our goals, because it's mid-year. And I'm going to tell you, do not be deceived. Do not be fooled, because I'm telling you, like, I know, everything we do today matters. Everything we do today matters. Continue to lead in love. Continue to be the light. Continue to be the change that you want to see in the world. But it starts with me, and it starts with you. It starts with us. Together, we're going to go further, and we're stronger together. I hope that this has added value to you guys. I'm super excited for this season that we're all in. I'm super excited to be spending some time with you guys. I'm super excited to be spending this time with you. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for the love. Thank you for everything. I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful that God has positioned me with so amazing individuals, like each and every single one of you on this call. May God continue to bless you, favor you, empower you, keep a hedge of protection over you, over your family, over your goals, over your life, over your dreams, over your purpose. The best is yet to come. Love you guys. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Let's go.